If you want to install ComfyUI, you are in the right place. Welcome to the new ComfyUI installation video from Alien Machine AI. Today I will show you the process for manually installing ComfyUI for development on Windows OS. ComfyUI is a diffusion artificial intelligence graphical user interface which allows you to generate images using AI neural networks. This will be a manual installation suitable for development, not the portable standalone package. This advanced method will let you manage your own dependencies using pip and conda inside your own dedicated virtual environment. If a custom node you want to use is broken, oftentimes you will find yourself changing versions of Python softwares. And also for development, you want to be able to see and access all code possible in raw form. This is the GitHub page for ComfyUI, but before we can pull it, we must first have Git. So search for Git SCM and go to the downloads page. Find the download it, and install Git SCM. It's very straightforward. Unblock the file using the properties window for any softwares you download off the internet. Once you have Git installed, the next thing we will do is install Miniconda. So search for Miniconda, find this page which contains the link to Miniconda download for Python 3.13 or below. Anaconda or Miniconda will let you actually select which Python version you want in your environment, so you can run multiple softwares with multiple versions of Python. Press skip registration, find the installer for Miniconda. Unblock Miniconda using the properties window and run it. Okay, keep the defaults. Okay, and Miniconda is installed. If you look in your start menu, the new program Anaconda PowerShell prompt is now located there. So you are going to want to take this software and use this to create your Conda virtual environment, and then each time you need to access that environment, you will also use the Anaconda PowerShell prompt. So we need to install or create, I should say, the virtual environment for ComfyUI using Miniconda. So open up the Anaconda PowerShell prompt We are going to create a Conda virtual environment using Python 3.12 in particular. So to create this virtual environment, we are going to need the Anaconda PowerShell prompt program open, and we are going to input conda create hyphen hyphen name and put the name of your virtual environment. You need to remember this because when you activate the virtual environment, you have to put the same name that you put here. So I'm calling mine ComfyUI hyphen main and then space and put Python equals 3.12, and this will create the virtual environment for us. Proceed. And this will create the basic environment. And then to activate your environments, you'll have to do this each time you want to run ComfyUI. You need to activate this using the command line, which may be a bit of a pain, but this way you can do development. You can do more advanced workflows, and you can troubleshoot your own dependencies and things, troubleshoot your own code. It's not all in the portable standalone install where it's more of a mystery. This way everything is raw, and you can manage your environments using pip and conda. So to activate the environment, it's conda activate, and then the name you used above, ComfyUI hyphen main. And you can see here on the left, it's now showing up instead of saying base, it says the name of your environment here. Okay, that's your environment install and creation. On the ComfyUI GitHub is a command to install PyTorch properly. You want to scroll down, find manual install for Windows, and find the NVIDIA section right here. You can see manual install NVIDIA and get the pip command to install PyTorch. It has Torch, Torch Vision, and Torch Audio packages that are installed currently for CUDA 12.9. You can see on this link is the CUDA version. You can install the nightly. I'm going to install the nightly. So whichever one you want to install, you could have performance improvements or they could have a regression. But you want to have your activated virtual environment in the Anaconda PowerShell prompt and run that command, which it was not going to install it to your system. It's going to install it in the virtual environment. That was the point of Miniconda. Okay, and this might take a minute to install. Just let it go. Next, we will clone the Git for ComfyUI onto our computer. I've created a location on my disk where I want to clone this. CAI directory. And once you're in that directory, you need to open a terminal, a PowerShell or terminal, which is open in that location that you want to pull the repository into. So I have CAI right here, and you'll go to the ComfyUI GitHub page, click this code button, and get the web URL. It says clone using the web URL. So get this link. It ends in .git, and press or type git clone and then paste that link. And this will clone or copy ComfyUI code from GitHub to your computer using the terminal command line, or PowerShell prompt, I should say, on Windows. So just let this pull, and then we can proceed to install ComfyUI as we have already managed the dependencies in the previous steps. You can now see that there's the ComfyUI folder, which has appeared with all of the code for ComfyUI. And I'd like to mention that the file that you run to run ComfyUI and start it is main.py. So you'll be typing python-m main, and that will run ComfyUI. Of course, you'll want to make sure you're in the ComfyUI virtual environment that you have already made. So you'll want to access it using the Miniconda PowerShell prompt program. And I will just show you again how to do this. You type conda activate ComfyUI main, or whatever name you gave it when you created the virtual environment. And you can see it's now activated. So you'll want to do that and then travel your computer to the location of ComfyUI files that you just downloaded. So for me, I press CD for change directory. That's just the command for moving around your computer. You put that and then put the location where you downloaded it. So for me, it was the CAI ComfyUI directory. And you can see with if you type ls, it'll list the files that are in your directory. And we want to now try finally run ComfyUI directly. So you'll type python -m main. We are going to manually install the pip requirements, the dependencies, using pip. So type pip install -r requirements.txt. And this is going to install a whole list of required software. This might take a few minutes because it is all the dependencies for all of ComfyUI, which is very complicated software. So just let these install. Now if we once again run python -m main, we will see what happens if it runs or not. It's loading right now. The first boot of ComfyUI took a few minutes, but once it's ready, it'll say to see the GUI, go to this link at your local host, port 8188. This port will change sometimes. Click that, and you will see you now have ComfyUI is installed. And you can proceed to install ComfyUI Manager, which I have covered in a different video already. few more hints. If you look at your files, the code for ComfyUI that we pulled from GitHub, there are a few areas that you want to take note of. The first that we already described was the main.py file that you use to execute ComfyUI software. A few others are custom nodes folder. This is where you would pull any custom nodes into if you don't use ComfyUI Manager and you pull a node directly from GitHub or elsewhere. This is where they go. You have the models directory with all these other directories in it. This is where the models go. For instance, the checkpoint models will go in checkpoints directory. And the output directory is where your generated images will be. This is where you find the output of ComfyUI. And if you have any images that you use as an input, like in an image-to-image workflow, you can find those resources in the input folder. And these are all empty. As I haven't used it yet, we just installed ComfyUI successfully. Congratulations. This has been Alien Machine AI with the ComfyUI installation video.